Okay, onigiri is not that hard to make. It's basically just rice and you put shit in rice and then you put some seaweed on the outside. I don't even think you need seaweed, but I'm not sure. Anyways, we're gonna overcomplicate things, okay? We're gonna put pork in onigiri and some plums as well, so. All right, let's go.
Let's go!
Just to preface, there are less time-consuming ingredients to use, but I chose to make pork belly, so it's going to take a while. First, get a slab of pork belly and cut it into cubes. Then start boiling some water while you do this. After you finish cutting it, dump the meat into boiling water for about a minute. This is done to remove the impurities around the pork. After it boils, it should come off easily. After it's done boiling, pour out the water and rinse the pork. Do this to remove the impurities that might have stuck onto the meat. Now that you have prepared the meat, it's time to make the braising liquid. I use some dashi powder, Sichuan peppercorns, mirin, soy sauce, rice wine, dark soy sauce, and sugar. Then just stir, and then your sauce is ready. Next, get a bowl of garlic and break it up into cloves. You're going to want to boil some water in the pot.
Oh, Lord, that's hot.
Just deep enough to cover the meat. Then throw in your meat, garlic, ginger, and green onions. I forgot to record myself chopping the ginger and green onions, but get a thumb of ginger and roughly chop it in slices. Next, you want to pour your sauce mixture and make sure not to waste it by scooping some of the boiling water into a bowl, then pouring it back out. From here, you can simmer it for around 45 minutes, then remove the lid and reduce the sauce to your desired consistency. I simmered it for about 45 minutes here. While your meat is simmering, you can start making your rice. Please wash your rice. Use the finger method if you know how to use it. Since the meat is still being cooked, we're going to make some plum onigiri first. Get some umeboshi from your local Asian market, then you should only need one per onigiri. Just make sure to pit them before you use them. Cut your seaweed into small strips. To make the onigiri, get a bowl of water and wet your hands to cool it as you make the onigiri. Then get a scoop of rice, then lightly flatten it. And then place the pitted plum on the bed of rice, then place another scoop and pack it together. Gently pack it by cupping your hands to form a small ball. I suck at making triangles, so I'm making ball-shaped ones. Then just put a strip of seaweed on one side and you're done. I added some sesame seeds on top to make it look nicer. Okay, so you made your umeboshi onigiri. Then all that's left is to make the pork belly ones. It's time to separate the meat from the sauce. You can do this by removing it with some chopsticks. Then strain the sauce and pour it back into the pot to simmer it to your desired consistency. Make sure to take out the garlic and put it in a bowl because we're going to use this to make some garlic paste. Now, get your garlic and press it so it separates from the skin. And then you want to mash this up. We're going to mix this with the pork belly to add some extra flavor. After that's done, it's time to assemble. Add some sauce to the pork belly so it doesn't dry out, and you can repurpose the rest of the sauce for other meals such as fried rice, stir fries, or a marinade for meats. I put some furikake as a topping to make it slightly different from umeboshi ones. But the process of making the onigiri should be the same as before. Flatten one side gently and place your meat in your hand.
Yeah, boy.
Just make sure not to put too much sauce or meat so it doesn't break apart. After you're done assembling, you can eat it as is or plate it to take some nice pictures. I used a bento box here and I placed some pickled bamboo on the side. You can also pour the leftover sauce to give it an extra umami boost. You can put whatever you want in onigiri, I think. Well, if you put whatever you want, it makes it non-traditional, I guess, but it's pretty easy to just put shit in there if you want to try being creative.